Thanks for joining us. We're here with my good friends Al and Sonie. They're from the Philippines, and over the past year, I've had the privilege of getting to know them and the ministry that they're involved in. And this is a conversation to tell us about the work that you're doing in the Philippines. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
nice
you
to
for
see you.
having us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you, People's Church.
So I have a question for you. How in the world did you end up serving in the Philippines?
Okay. Actually, at the beginning, we want to go to Africa because that's actually Africa was the catalyst of my being desired to be a missionary. But I was told that I have to go through 2 years of language training. So I was already 55 at the time. So going through another 2 years of language training and going through 2 years of Bible study, that kind of took 4 years already up. So we've decided that Philippines, since People's Church don't have missionaries to the Philippines, we have taken a short-term mission to the Philippines to see what it's like, to see what mission life is like, and we seem to found the right place and the right people to work with. And after the short mission trip of was it 2 months or 3 months that we were there? Short trip, anyways, and we came back. We made the decision that go to the Philippines instead, and we were blessed to be commissioned by People's Church 10 years ago, 2015, and that was the beginning of it. So
Now, Al, there's something that tells me that wasn't your first trip to the Philippines when you went on that short-term mission trip. You have a connection to the Philippines, yeah?
Yeah, well,
Like-
we are both born in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I grew up in the Philippines since I was 17 years old. Did not graduate high school. So I came here to Canada in 1976, and this has been my home since 1976. So I spent pretty well most of my life here in Canada as a student, as a husband, as a friends to many people, the people I grew up with, and as a church member here at People's Church. So, and now went back to the Philippines. I relate to our relatives that are still living and meeting new people in the ministry. And it's been a wonderful journey so far.
So can you tell me about that first experience, that first mission trip, the short-term mission trip?
Yeah. We got exposed to a mountainous area in the southern part of the Philippines. Actually, we did a disaster relief program for that storm, Haiyan.
Yeah.
Was it Haiyan, that big storm? And that's when, the first time, I saw the poverty and, those poor communities and children, and it touched me so much. Al has been in mission even before me, but at first I remember talking to a missionary and before that and said, maybe God will bring you to be a missionary. I said, no, right? That's hard work, not me. But then I remember that same mission person. The only thing he asked me was, how did you feel after that exposure to that short-term mission? How did you feel? And I said, I'm for it. I love it. And that's all I want to hear. That's what he said. And from then, yeah, I didn't have second thoughts of leaving work, quitting work, selling our house, moving. No regrets.
So that's a big commitment to
Yes.
sell your house, to uproot and move everything. So what were you thinking during this time?
Well, I wasn't sure if that was the right decision because, it's hard to find a job when you quit from a job that you're 55 years old, and at that age, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's hard to look for a job.
It's like starting over, right? Completely starting over.
Our house is already sold, so it's not like you can take your house back and things like that. So, but we went ahead. God had a plan for us, and although we were afraid at the beginning because it's something that you commit full time. It's not like you're coming back in 2 months or 3 months.
Right.
This is a full time job that
Yeah.
you will be doing. What if I did not succeed, or what if I didn't like after a year? What's going to happen? But God has His own way. Over the last little bit, almost 10 years or 10 years, including the part-time mission, it's a little bit over 10 years. So we've been glad, and it's still going. So whatever God plan has for us, it's we just have to follow and
Yeah.
do what we have to do.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say something.
No. Just
So-
agreeing with it.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit about your ministry, like what it is that you're doing, and how are you serving in Philippines?
You want to start?
Well, we are serving with Support a Child, Save a Future Ministries. And we deal with street children, out-of-school youth. We have educational program, non-informal educational program called Alternative Learning System for young adults who wants to continue their secondary and elementary and secondary education. We also have feeding program all over the country. As of now, we have 20 feeding sites all over the country with 1,130 children listed in the program, ages 3 to 13. And we have our outreaches, community outreaches, which is, you've met Pastor Lino. Yeah. We have Bible studies with the mothers of the scholars and the youth that we minister to in the alternative learning system. That's the program we serve in the Philippines. That's the one we have served. Yeah.
Amazing. What are some of the biggest challenges that you would say that you face in this kind of ministry?
Probably the biggest challenge, well, we come across with many challenges, almost in a day-to-day ministry. But the biggest challenges I can think of, and we've dealt almost on a yearly basis among our students, are students want to continue their program. They want to get their education. They want to finish their education. However, parents trying to stop them from finishing their education or coming to our classroom to finish their education.
Sometimes
Because
the parents
sometimes the parents have become a challenge because they want their son or their daughter not to go to school but to work on the street instead, because working them on the street, putting them on the street, gives them income, gives them money that they earn, that they can help the family. So that is a big challenge for us, because even the cycle of poverty, we cannot break the cycle of poverty if they don't get an education. I personally believe that education is the biggest wealth anybody can have, because no one can steal it from you. Whatever you learn from school, no one can take it from you. And the education is a very important, it's like owning a wealth if you are well educated or have some sort of education.
Right.
That being said, our students are quitting. All of a sudden, we don't see them coming to class because the parents have taken them away. They don't want them to come to class and putting them back to work or on the street or whatever they were doing before they started the school. That's one of the things that are one of our biggest challenges. Second, among the women, is teen pregnancy. We have students almost in a yearly basis that, because they're young, they're in their 18, early 20s, they have their boyfriends, they come to class. Next thing we know is they are pregnant. So
Yeah.
that being said, they feel embarrassed to come to class because it's almost an 8 months program for them to attend, and at the possibly they will come at the beginning, but as soon as their belly starts to show, they stop coming. So that's another challenge for us. Also, another challenge for us is the gender difference, because we have students in the last few years, almost every year that we have gender issues, like lesbians and gays coming to class. We have no issues with them or no problem with them coming to class, but it's hard to deal with that type of on a personal basis. We accept them as who they are. We teach them as students, but it's hard to deal with them when it comes to the Word of God, because we know that it's not what the Bible says. But we have respect for them. They see that. They know that. But still, when it comes to teaching the Bible in regards to their sexual gender, sexual characteristic, it's very hard. It's a difficult issue to look at and to tackle with.
So you're saying it's boring, the work that you're doing?
No.
Is it?
No.
No,
not at all.
I wouldn't say
No,
it's
it's not boring.
No, it's
boring.
Doesn't
not
sound
boring.
like it.
No.
So out of all of those challenges that you've listed, so gender identity issues with young people, teen
Yes.
pregnancy is a challenge that you're
Yes.
having to deal with.
Yes.
Parents not supporting their kids
Yes,
in their
not supporting.
education and saying like, no, it's better for you to be making money than it is
Than
for you to be
Than
learning
having-
something,
Yes,
because
that
there's
is
a
true.
real need right now,
Yes, true.
and you going to school isn't meeting that need.
Yeah.
So with all of those challenges, like where have you seen God break through some of that and show you like how He's working? Can you think of an example or a story?
I may have to add another issue or challenge.
Another challenge.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, because we only have 4 challenges.
Another thing is, I would be lying if I say the financial issues is also a challenge, because we have students and we have to provide them with books, with pencils, with crayons, and I'm talking about the elementary level. But we still have to provide meals for our students, because when they come to class, we feed them. And we need resources to keep doing that. And we don't get zero help from the government.
The government doesn't
This,
support.
this is their program. This is the program that they created for adult students who are out of school, but yet we have zero support from the government. So everything that we use comes from our donors, comes from the church, comes from our friends. And sometimes, when a few years ago we have 32 students, and that's quite a lot for us to, on a 8-month basis to keep supporting, and also money for us to keep supporting our scholars, because we do have scholars that those who wish to continue their education after they finish the high school program, we continue to support them.
Right.
And that's also becomes an issue sometimes. So
So how have you seen God work through some of that? Because what you're describing sounds almost impossible, like with all of the obstacles. How have you seen God work through those situations?
I don't know how God does it, but He does. Just in February, just before your mission team came,
Yeah.
another group of people from friends, new friends of ours actually, from People's Church, they attend here. And they came and visited. And they brought friends from their neighbor, which we have never met before. And they donated some money out of that. Like people we've never met before. They just came. I thought they were just visiting, looking at the program. They saw it. It took them to the church that the People's Church have helped build. And then when they left, they left us a generous check. So it's something that unexpected, but it
Didn't
happened.
plan for.
Didn't plan for it.
Wasn't in the
expecting
budget,
for it.
it
Wasn't in
just-
the budget, and it seemed to be. That is the trend. That when we need something, we don't know where it will come from. God supplies. God answers. So,
Yeah.
and it's been like that for years, since the beginning.
Also, I think the new batches of students every year, if we invite the old ones who have gone through the same situations that they are in right now, you know, that gives them hope.
Hmm.
The new ones now that
They can see what's
Yeah.
possible in the future,
yeah,
right?
if
With an
God
example.
has done this to this batch of students few years back, because we invite them and talk about their own situations before, right? To talk to our new students, and that resonates with them, and they get hope from that, you know, and just simple that just that simple sharing of what God did to them, to those past students.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's how God works.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just the simple talk, these previous students. Yeah. We just have to connect them, but it's Him. We
Yeah.
just let it all, leave it to Him.
Yeah. So, what's been the thing that sparks the most joy in your heart as you think back of the 10 years of ministry? Give us maybe an example of where you've seen, or what's giving you the most joy and hope for the future and what you're doing.
We have one incident that happened when Juby was with us. We were walking along the front of the hotel where you guys stayed.
Hmm.
Right? This is a very simple thing, but it gave us joy. All of a sudden, we were walking, remember, in front of Red Planet, and then Paul, the boy from Cubao, all of a sudden saw us and hugged Al.
Oh,
Remember him? Kuya Al. And Juby said, hey, that street kid was hugging you. No, we know him. He's
Oh,
with
yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah.
Kuya Al. You know, that's a joy.
Ah.
Because this kid is not, this boy was with us when he was 7, 9, and
Yeah.
he's 15 now.
Hmm.
So, but then that simple gesture, that they still know us and they still see us as someone maybe part of their life before, we were surprised. So, Juby was surprised. He's, you know, no, we know him. But that's a simple act of, I think,
Yeah.
appreciation from
Appreciation.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a big thing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, also, like over the years, we have gone through many students at the center. Sometimes we would come to the office. We have a small office, and our volunteer teachers are there, and then they would mention, this so-and-so students came and asked how both of you, they were asking, how is Sir Al and Mom Sonie are doing? And then they would mention the name, and I would scratch my head. That was a while back. Maybe I may remember them if I see their face, but we go through so many students in a year, and I can't, to be honest, I don't remember their names after a while, but I'm not saying we're entitled. I'm not talking about entitlement of being popular or be acknowledged. But those, like what my wife said, that gesture of asking how we are, that is priceless to us. That's actually a great reward. Like it's not in terms of money, but just remembering that they remember us when they were students a few years back or whenever that was, and that actually is very encouraging to me personally.
Yeah.
To invest so much for such a long period of time and not knowing if it's making an impact, and then seeing later on, it actually has been making a real impact in people's lives.
Well, I think that's the definition of discipleship. We are not perfect. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. No, not even any church is perfect. But that being said, discipleship has two meanings to me. First is the impression of who God is in my life, that I'm trying to see who God is. It's an everyday life journey to me to know who He is, to understand what He's saying, to obey Him, to read what he says in the book, to hear what he has to say, to hear his voice, and somehow acquire those attributes: his kindness, his grace, his faithfulness, his mercy, and somehow get a little bit of that into my life that makes me who I am, and that somehow will reflect to others as others see in us as those students that we have. And hopefully it's not what they see in me, it's who they see in me, because
Yeah.
we have shared God's character through the teachings of God, and not just me. I cannot just give credit to us. Our partners, Dave and Becky Maham, has been doing this for more than 20 years. They've done this years and many years before they were doing it before they were accredited by the government.
Yeah.
To be a legal volunteers to the community. And we've been blessed to be a partners with them for 10 years now, helping them. But they've started it. I've learned from them, and we just do a chemistry that we have one mission, one goal to help students and children who are basically seen as, I cannot say the word trash, but that's how the world sees in those third world countries, that if you live on the street, people don't pay attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you eat garbage from the street, you pick food from the garbage, people kind of stay away from you because they don't want to be somehow related or be somehow, what's the right word? Associated with those kind of people or children, but we don't see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So we see it differently. So and we've been blessed to have many students come to us and grow. We have students that we have started when they were in their early teens, now in their mid-20s, from street children, picking garbage, stealing from other stores to survive, stealing from their neighbors to survive. Now they have their own jobs, they have their own careers, they're working, and they're coming back to us, helping us in the ministry. And that makes it work because the ministry has imprinted in them what God has taught us to show them, and that has become the stepping stone for them to do what we are doing, because they've been blessed by the ministry and they're just paying back what the ministry has done to them.
Yeah.
So it's like a revolving door. You know, you push one side and the other side opens, and
Right.
you go through and you help each other out.
I think what I was able to see when we visited is the power of presence, and that you and Dave and Becky and the others being in the same space for such a long and dedicated period of time
Mm-hmm.
is such a comfort to the young people there, especially that you serve, that they genuinely see you as family, as extended family.
Yeah.
I saw that in
That's-
real time, which is amazing to see.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
Yeah, that's actually we've had argument because we've been married 40 years. But
You
we've
have arguments, yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's common for married people. to
Sure.
have arguments.
Yeah.
40 years. I mean, I used to have black hair. Now you see, it's all gray hair.
I
but
understand.
Now it's
Yeah, I understand.
it's common. It's normal. But with the ministry, I mean, we've been partners with Becky and Dave, and we've never had an argument or disagreement. Whatever they decide, we agree, because it's also the same thing in our hearts. What they've decided is
Yeah.
it's the same thing. So I don't think that's normal in a relationship, but somehow you have to agree or disagree in some manner. But I can honestly say that
We didn't have conflict.
we never had conflict with them.
conflict
No.
so far, thank God. Yeah.
And if there was one way that you would want people to be praying specifically for the work that you're doing, for the two of you, what would that one prayer be, if you could?
Is it for us or for the kids we minister? Both. for the kids, we want that they will grow in faith, whether we're still in the ministry or not. That they will continue to grow in faith. That's what we want for them, to see them be focused and grow more in Christ. Yeah. And whatever they've learned, the transformation that has gone through their life, be a model for others. That there's hope with the same situations like them. I hope they can share it with others. Yeah.
Well, it's been so amazing to have you in town for this short time to visit with us, and that we can be learning from you and being encouraged by you, and hopefully be an encouragement to you. And so grateful that you spent some time with us today to just tell us a little bit about what's happening, your calling, your mission, and that you're continuing to be that powerful presence and obedience to God's calling. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
privilege.
Yeah.
Privilege to serve God this way. It's a
Thanks.
privilege.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Good.